Okay, so if we look at the setup of both of these, this one on the left-hand side was your before. Say shoulders are a little bit off to the left there. Again, your shape of shot that you've seen for a while with the drive has been that way.
Yeah.
So you do as many things in your power to try and send the golf ball in this direction, whether it means turn the club face, aim your shoulders, swing it that way.
Yeah.
And you kind of found a way where you could hit the fairway, but sort of going like that. He was losing yardage, going quite high. Into wind, you'd be a nightmare. Left to right wind, you'd really struggle to find a fair. And then every now and then, you just aim so far left, the ball just goes straight left and you get into trouble on the left-hand side, as Sod's Law will have it, okay? What we're going to try and do is bring this right shoulder back. As you can see now, by keeping the shoulders on there now, you can see that your left arm now is visible, where your right arm there is covering your left arm, yeah? So you're in that more kind of underneath position, that sort of pebble skimming position, I call it, where you're sort of staying back, keeping underneath, okay? And then by that change of setup there now, that's going to help our path come more this way as opposed to that way, okay? And then the feeling in terms of the swing, as you said, now you're getting that loose grip from the last lesson, allowing that club now to sort of swish and basically win the race, yeah? The club's got to catch up. So this on the left-hand side, you'll see as the club coming to the golf ball, sort of pulling across. The club now, if I zoom out, the club sort of here on the mat, coming across the golf ball. Ball's going to start left, go quite high. And the club face, you kind of squared up a little bit, but starting miles to the left there.
Yeah.
So 40 yards left, not much better than being 30 yards right and losing yards, okay? You look at the difference in terms of this path in the golf ball, okay? So again, it does feel a bit awkward, I get that, because obviously you feel a bit kind of this way, and you've got to find a comfort spot with that, where you build that into your routine, so you kind of go there, and set it up. You're not kind of here and then trying to jiggle around, because if you do all that kind of stuff, it's going to be tricky, okay? So you're going to make your backswing here now. Once you're here now, feel that right shoulder staying back, and you can see where that club's coming from now. If I stop it just there, you can see that club face there, coming in here now. And again, the gap between your left and right arm means that your arms are coming in this way. So there's a daylight between here and here. You're not over the top this way trying to hit it somewhere left, yeah? And it is a trust issue. You can do it in here. The ball can start on that line and basically be a 5-yard draw and go 200 yards plus. Take that to the golf course when you've got out of bounds down there. You imagine the fifth at your place at Brunel. Aim towards the edge of the fairway, then trust it's going to draw back, you won't do it. Now, in time, you'll get more confident with that, and you better trust the fact you can aim down the fairway and hit it where you want to go, as opposed to, I'm going to aim here because I don't want to go over there, okay? But ultimately, long term, I want your game to be, I'm going to aim straight because I want to go there, and I want to hit it there towards target, yeah? Right. Not, I don't want to go over there, I know, I'll turn the club, I'll aim left, I'll smother my hands, I'll aim further with my shoulders, and then I'll swing the club left, yeah? Because all the things you did to try to hit the ball straighter will cost you yardage and invariably cause the spin of the ball to increase more left to right. So when the wind was against you, wind was off the side there, it just got worse and worse and worse, yeah? Does that kind of make sense, then, yeah? Yeah, so you got some things to work on with that grip. I think first last we always looked a bit of the setup and that grip being looser. Now you are a lot looser. You're able to get that kind of swishing with the golf club. And that, for me, is going to be the key thing. Get that hands and arms swishing through.
It's a totally different concept for me.
It is, and it's a very different thing, yeah? But the thing is, when people start losing direction with the ball, they think they've got to be tighter to try and tighten the nuts and bolts so the club's not going to spin off so far. They get tighter and gripped, and then it's like, I can't move, yeah? As opposed to being looser and softer, yeah? You've got to get that club head's got to come through with that speed. And again, try to relate it to things like skimming a pebble, hitting a tennis ball with a tennis, like that kind of thing. And what would you do naturally from there? You'd allow the racket to kind of, you wouldn't go and lock everything up, would you? And if you were skimming a pebble, your wrist would hinge back and you'd get that kind of flick with it, yeah? It's almost that sort of whip crack we're looking for, yeah? As the club comes through, there's that race that you've got to have with the club and the body. As we come back to the golf ball, the body's only going to go from there to there. The club's out here somewhere, going all the way back into that golf ball, yeah? It's got to travel that far. The body's only going to move a foot and a half, yeah? So all that movement, as you're coming back in the golf ball here now, if that club's not chance to square up and the body's already spun out the shot, it's going to be a massively open club face, goes really high and loses yardage all over the place. And then the knock on to that, obviously, because you're losing yardage, what do you say? I get a bit of welly.
It goes worse.
I think it's worse, yeah. And that's why the phrase I hear daily, when I swing it softer, it goes further. Well, what you're swinging softer with is that, and that, believe it or not, is going faster. It's like a whip crack. If you want to try and crack a whip, yeah, you swing your arm, you actually stop your shoulder, you go that way. If you just go and keep spinning round, there's no crack of the whip, is there? We want that speed at the bottom. We need speed down there, not energy, effort and power up in that shoulder, yeah? So get that setup tweaked a little bit. Get that shoulder working back as you are, and then just trust that club can now square the club face up correctly, not big old right shoulder humping across it, yeah? Happy with that, yeah?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Very good.